30-minute meals, I've developed an army of new, delicious, wonderful meals that you're going to love. And today is a great one. I've got a pasta feast with 2 beautiful salads that you're going to learn how to do in way under half an hour. You're going to love it. So we got one of my very favourite pasta dishes today, orecchiette with purple sprouting broccoli and normal broccoli with a lovely, lightly spiced sauce with a little bit of lemon thyme. Then we've got 2 salads. The first one is a beautiful courgette salad with chilli and mint with these lovely small little mozzarellas. Then we got one of the good old classics, prosciutto and melon, a brilliant combination, works every time with a smashed basil dressing. All of that in under half an hour. So if you want all of this beautiful food super quick, then you have to get your head in the 30-minute mindset, OK? Get your food processor ready, your pots, your pans. Let's get your hobs on to the right temperature. We've got a kettle full up and on, boards out, nice clean kitchen. Now we can hit it. First things first, I'm going to do the pasta and the pasta sauce. My first job, and again, this is sort of classic 30-minute meal stuff. Instead of sort of necessarily working methodically, sometimes you start at the end to start at the beginning. And what I mean by that is I want to grate some Parmesan. So what I'm going to do is take that rind off there, and I'm going to leave that. Actually, I'm going to show you what to do with that in a minute. I've got this Parmesan here. I've got my food processor and a fine grater here, and I'm just going to literally... It takes 5 seconds to do your own grated Parmesan. Don't go buying pre-grated Parmesan. It stinks, it's horrible. When I was a kid, it was nearly enough to put me off Parmesan forever. And look how lovely that is, OK? So it's much cheaper and much nicer to grate your own. And that is now ready for me to cook with in a minute. I'm going to change the blade from the grater to the sort of general processor blade. And I'm going to use that to make the sauce. Now, the sauce here is made out of this classic broccoli. Nothing wrong with it. We all grow up with it. Then we've got the sprouting broccoli here. Beautiful. You know, I get it twice a year, and I love it to bits. You can see it's a different colour. Same family, sort of different shape. I'm just literally going to take the bare ends off of the purple sprouting broccoli. These are the woodier ends. And these are quite soft and tender. So I'm going to put these to one side. And then with this sort of classic broccoli, all I'm going to do is use the tip of my knife and just take the little sort of flowers off like that. The classic recipe for this sauce is grey and ugly, but the most delicious thing in the world. And what I've tried to do as sort of a modern cook is create that depth of flavour with the stalk. You know, most people would throw that away. I'm going to create incredible flavour with this. And then these bluettes here, I'm going to put them in for the last 4 or 5 minutes of cooking. These beautiful purple sprouting broccolis, these will go in a colander in the pasta water at the last minute. These lovely green ones here, these will go in at the last minute as well. And then I'm just going to put the broccoli stalks in here. I'm going to complement this with some really nice basic flavours. Dried chilli. Now, dried chilli, we want that heat there, so I'm going to crumble up 1 or 2 dried chillies into here. I'm then going to put a couple of cloves of garlic. I'm going to use my little garlic crusher, and I love that because it stops me having to peel a single thing. So I'm going to put my 2 cloves of garlic in there. Nice pinch of salt and pepper, just for some basic seasoning. And then anchovies. You know, anchovies, still a bit of a debate for the kind of average person. Oh, anchovies, fishy, oily, fish oil stinks. You know, let it go, get over it. I'm going to pour the oil from the tin in with about 4, 5 anchovy fillets. I'm going to wazz it up. Let's get my boiling water. Turn on the gas stove. And this is the whole thing about kind of 30-minute meals, you know. We're going to do many jobs at the same sort of time. So we've got the base of the sauce done here. By whizzing it up like that, you're speeding up the cooking time as well. Let's get that water boiling again. Get that on full whack. So, olive oil in a pan. And just put that lovely mix. So, this is the base of our sauce. What I want to do with that sauce now is put some water in it so it boils first and then it ends up frying. So I'm just going to put a splash in there, literally a wine glass. So let me explain what's happening in that pan. For the next 3 to 4 minutes, I don't have to worry about it because the water's in here. It's going to soften up, it'll be cooked, and then it will start frying again, and then we'll finish the pasta. So another thing, that rind, you know, in Italy, they don't throw this away. This is basically this. It's not particularly edible, but it is salty, and it is a wonderful quality piece of cheese. So they just plop it in the sauce like that, and it basically seasons the dish. And then I want to use 4 or 5 sprigs of that lovely thyme. It gives you such incredible flavour. It's good for you, it's healthy. And also, if you grow your own, it's so, so cheap. So that's the pasta sauce working. So let's get the pasta in. This pasta takes about 12 to 14 minutes to cook. Also, I'm going to season that with just salt. Just because I'm seasoning the water doesn't mean you're going to eat it. If you don't put any salt in your water, it's going to be bland. It'll be like eating thin air. So I know that pasta's going to boil over, so I'm just going to get a spoon, put it across the pan like that, and lean it up against it like that. So everything's working there. Now I can get on with the salad. So we've got the pasta on the boil, the broccoli for the sauce is softening with the parmesan, and while that's happening, I'm going to make a beautiful ribbon courgette salad. Get yourself a nice platter. We're going to work straight into the platter and serve on that platter. I'm going to get about 4 sprigs of mint here. Just take the leaves off. And then what I'm going to do is sort of just gather it up, almost like, imagine it, I'm making this up, but imagine it like a little cigar, and then just slice it up. Because it's all rolled up, you know, I'm doing that rocking action, by the way. See how my little fingers are always tucked in, and I'm not doing anything erratic like that. You know, it's just repeating itself there. So once I've gone through it like that, I'm going to just sort of... We're going to make this dressing straight in the plate, OK? And mint, one of its very true best friends, is chilli. I'm just going to remove the stalk here, like that. Split it in half, run the knife down the length. Don't rush. You can use the tip of your knife just to scrape the seeds out. You know, it's the seeds, and more importantly, the white connective tissue that holds it there. That's the hottest bit, thus leaving you with this incredible fruit, you know, with a little bit of fire. So we've got those flecks of chilli here. Just finely chop the chilli, just like you did the mint. I'm just going to add this chilli. If you're down the market and you see red and green and interesting chilies, get them. Get them, because what a pleasure. That's what it's all about. You get different flavours, different colours from all of those different things. So we're going to season it, because that's what dressings need to do. A little salt and pepper. And also a little lemon zest. Get one of these fine graters or a little fine box graters. Get yourself a washed lemon and then just zest. And the smell is incredible. Some good olive oil. This is one of those times for quality olive oil. Anything from about £6, £7 a bottle up will be what you want. But just for salads and dressing, OK? Then use the cheaper oils for cooking. I've got my lemon juice here. That should be lovely. Move it around, jiggle it about, and then have a taste. Make sure the lemon's got a tack, OK? So we'll have a bit more lemon. OK. So that's that. Now, what I want to do, I want to show you a couple of things just to kind of get you going a bit. courgettes. We've got yellow courgette here. I've got the traditional courgette, as you probably well know them, here. And these little baby ones. These little beautiful baby courgettes, they're crunchy, they're firm. Just feel them, give them a little thing. If you eat them, they've got a crunch to them. They're an absolute pleasure, you know, to eat with. If you put it with some of that dressing, it's amazing. So I'm going to use our lovely little speed peeler here, and I'm going to just shave baby courgettes into our dressing like that. If you're a bit uncomfortable doing it, you can just hold it here like that. Then we've got the yellow ones. It's always nice to sort of see something exciting. Again, these are much easier to grate, and we can just literally, you get these beautiful ribbons. See that seed? That's the fluffy bit. That's not so nice bit to eat. So just keep peeling away, and when you hit that fluffy bit, stop. And really, there's no use for that. That goes in the bin. So just going to get rid of this. Let me show you. This is our traditional courgette here, and there's nothing wrong with it. You can still do this salad with it. Again, you can really speedily go through this. So just rattle through that. And then basically, this salad is pretty much there. If you're not sold on courgette, please just try it, because that dressing, the crunch, you know, especially spring, summer, when these bad boys are sort of growing, it's such a nice salad to have. So we've got all these, look at these beautiful ribbons here, right? I won't dress those yet. What I've got here is some bocconcini. See, look, they come like that in these little puddles. They're beautiful little things. They're so soft and silky. And, you know, having them small, what's the point of it? Well, it's just, you know, they come in all different sizes. Some of them are massive, some of them are like cricket ball size, some of them are tiny. There are ones smaller than that, some of them are plaited. You know, texture does make all the difference. So look, I've got the beautiful crunchy zucchini salad, the dressing, and the bocconcini. I'm going to finish it at the last minute so the dressing is as best as it can be. So I'm going to put that to one side. The pasta is just over half cooked, and then I'm going to put these broccoli, you know, sprouting broccoli and the regular broccoli into the water, push it down, mix it up. So, lid back on. So we're about 13 minutes in and the pasta is half cooked. The sauce is getting lots of flavour now, and I've already made the courgette ribbon salad. But I've still got to make the second cracking salad and bring the pasta dish together, all in under 30 minutes. I'm making a gorgeous pasta feast in well under 30 minutes. So far, the pasta and broccoli are on the boil, the sauce for the pasta is looking really good, and the courgette ribbon salad is done and ready to go. Now, I want to make a refreshing prosciutto, melon and basil salad. Get yourself some melons first. I've got migalia here and my cantaloupe here. If I just cut these in half, you only need one melon for this, by the way. I'm just going to cut it in half to show you the different colours that you get, OK? So you've got that lovely kind of rosy orange colour there and the fresh green. There's no right or wrong. Get a spoon. That's going to be the best friend in this little salad. Get the seeds out first, just by twiddling, you know, and pushing out the seeds. Look, if you just roll your spoon around there, literally the whole lot just comes out like that. Get rid of it and then just pull the rest of it out. So we've got our two melons here. Get yourself a nice platter that you're proud to serve on. Get your spoon and just stuff it into that melon just like that, and pull out these little delicate, cute, little kind of pieces of melon. And you'll get about 5 or 6 out of each half. You don't really need much to make this salad sing. So there you go. And then the other one. That's why I like the different colours as well. You don't have to do this, but, you know, it's nice to make it beautiful. Like that. You don't have to scrape out every last bit of the melon, because what you can do is just squeeze it like that. And we want this to be sort of delightfully fresh and light. OK, so to make this beautiful, the original kind of best friend of it is the prosciutto, or Parma ham, or even the Spanish pata negra. You get really some good versions of it now. What I want you to do is when you lay it down, just sort of don't kind of try and organise it. Just let almost gravity, you know, the least work you can do, the better. So just literally hang it around. And what's so beautiful about prosciutto is it's so thin. It is sort of like a stained glass window, you know. It's got all the little marbling of fat there. It's salty, and it's got that sort of savouriness. And that, with the cold, fresh melon, is exactly why this combination, for hundreds of years, has been so popular. Just pull it around so you can see everything nicely. And then I'm going to dress it, and that's what's going to give it the edge. So to dress it, what I want to do is get a pestle and mortar, and it takes literally seconds. Just pick off 12 little basil leaves, just like that. 12 of those with a nice pinch of salt to make it abrasive. Pound it up to a mush. With a few bashes of a pestle and mortar and 12 humble basil leaves, let's create something magic. And then I'm just going to, in there, I'm going to add a little olive oil. And just mix in the olive oil. It's hard to see the incredible colours at the moment, but you'll see them in a minute. Just a few tablespoons of olive oil in there. And just a little bit of that lemon juice from earlier. Look at that. This is, I mean, that's almost like, looks just like pureed grass. And then I'm just going to put that over this beautiful salad, over some of the bits of prosciutto here as well. And that is what's going to take it to another dimension. That tiny little bit of effort is going to make that classic old salad absolutely be stomping. And then just to sort of remind people what beautiful herbs are in it, I purposefully pick these smaller basil leaves, and then from a height, just sort of position and click them around. And then a little kind of scrappy drizzle of olive oil on top. And then, again, putting your thumb over the end of the bottle and just letting it open and close a little bit. Just that little bit of balsamic vinegar just makes it work. And if you look at that, I mean, just look at that. That is a beautiful thing. I love it. So I'm going to put that at the table now. So the first thing done. So after 23 minutes, I've got the prosciutto and melon salad done. The courgette ribbon salad just needs a little dressing, and the broccoli sauce has developed an incredible flavour. And now it's time to bring the pasta together to make it an amazing feast. Let's just get a mug or a jug or something and just nick yourself a load of that starchy, hot cooking water, right? That is precious, OK? Don't lose it. So we're going to turn the gas off. Let's get our pasta and greens. Let's drain it. You know, a lot of the big mistakes in pasta that I see, they have it sitting here, just draining and draining and draining forever, right? And that's when you get dry, boring pasta that's miserable. If you look in this pan right now, it looks ugly, OK? It's grey, it's ugly. I'm going to put in some cooking water, and immediately it will change colour and go more creamy looking, OK? So I can turn the heat off now. We can go in with this pasta and the greens. We go in with some cooking water and a nice handful of that parmesan that you can just break up in your hand and just mix it up. What you're going to get is you'll get the best from that lovely green broccoli. You'll get the best from the stalk, which has now turned into sort of like a creamy, oozy, pungent sort of sauce. But basically, that's the 30-minute meal done. If it is dry, add more water. Get yourself a nice big platter. And what we want to do is just one last toss. You know, when you do pasta, it's not a fluke. It might be humble and cheap. I mean, per portion, this will be so cheap to make, right? But you've got to have it silky and smooth and seasoned. And if you get those things happening, the flavours will pop. And then when you do grate your Parmesan over, it will be absolutely beautiful. Tiny bit of pepper, a little bit of olive oil. Also, if you want to put some lovely flowering, you know, thyme and stuff on there, just to remind people what the flavours are, you can. But look, a beautiful mum and pup's pasta dish. That can go to the table. This salad, now all you've got to do now, it's been sitting there waiting to be done. Just use your fairy fingers and just sort of twinkle your fingers and just literally use that beautiful dressing, you know, sort of twinkle it and do it from a height and make it scruffy on purpose. Give your food attitude. All this proper prim little kind of, don't want all that. Have a bit of personality in there. And then you've got these lovely undressed sort of balls of mozzarella. And of course, there's nothing stopping you taking a few mint leaves and just putting them in and around if you want, just to dress it up. And there you go, a beautiful salad of courgette, mint, chilli, and fresh little bocconcini mozzarella. Two fragrant salads, a beautiful mum and pup's pasta, all in under half an hour. Brilliant.